Peace. Just out here taking a morning walk. Yesterday I was building with one of my brothers, and we had a real good, productive discussion, and I just wanted to elaborate back on it and share some of the jewels that we discussed with all of you. We were talking about your determined idea and how to be successful in all your undertakings. And you know, there was two keys that I focused on, and number one, and this is all from experience too, you know, whenever I've done any kind of community organizing or youth mentorship programs or any of the things that I do, like publishing books, writing articles, collaborating or forming coalitions with different organizations, not just here in the area, but all throughout the country and also internationally, I've found that the approach, basically how you implement your determined idea, is one of the most fundamental and important steps that you take when it comes to you being successful in any of your undertakings. What I mean by that is, if you have an idea or a vision, you have to approach expressing that idea or that vision from the perspective of, I'm going to give all I have and do all within my power personally to make sure that this vision is going to be manifested. And what that means is, if you need $5,000 of some startup capital or whatever, you have to think about how you personally can secure that. If you got a vehicle that you're striving to sell your vehicle and put that money into your idea. You know, figure out ways that you can generate the income on your own to make sure that this vision is going to be manifested. And the reason why that approach is so important is because a lot of times people have ideas and they have visions, and they automatically start including invisible people in their idea or in their vision. What that means is, they say they need $5,000, and then they start thinking about who they can go to for money. That is one of the first mistakes. Why? Because now fulfilling your vision is hinging and dependent upon somebody else. They may not even share your idea. They may not even care about your idea. But now, you being able to be successful in your undertaking is dependent upon somebody else that needs to be involved. So what ends up happening if they like, well, nah, I ain't got the money, or nah, I don't really want to be a part of something like that. What if they just be real elusive and you just can't get up with them? Now it's a limitation that you placed on your own vision because you're dependent upon other people in an idea that they have nothing to do with. And that is one of the fundamental mistakes that I see with a lot of people. They talk, you know, sometimes I meet people and they they have this blame game conversation with me. You know, yeah, I was going to do this, I was going to do that, but I'm not getting the support. You know, they didn't want to do this, they didn't want to do that, this, that, and the third. But if you took the approach that I'm going to do this regardless to whom or what, then you have the personal power to manifest it, because that is your determined idea. It's not just an idea. You've made it determined by investing your own sweat equity, your own finances, and your own personal power in making sure that that happens. And nobody can stop that. You can only stop yourself. So a lot of people, before they even get started, before they even approach striving to fulfill their vision, they already put their own limitations on themselves by saying, I need this person to do that, I need this person to do that. One thing that I did, and that I consistently do, is I think very minimalist. I think like a minimalist, and I strive to do the most cost-effective and efficient way to accomplish a goal under my own power. If I need say I need $100 for something, I'm not thinking about, okay, who could I go ask for $100, or who could I go do this, that, and the third. No, I say, okay, well, I'm working, so I could put this amount of money aside. It may take me so many weeks in order for me to have it, but I'm going to make sure that I have it, and I'm going to do it. That's why it's going to happen, because I'm going to ensure that it happens. And It takes patience, it takes discipline, it takes commitment, it takes all of those things in order to do it in that fashion. But the rewards and the success that comes out of that determined idea is something that can't be taken away from you. Sometimes I talk to a lot of artists and I tell them about studying the route that 50 Cent took. And one thing that, it was new in the way that he did it, but self-determination, independence, establishing your own autonomy with your vision is something that a lot of artists, especially out west and down south, have been doing for years, selling music out of their trunk. So when it came to major record labels, they came and was hunting them down. And in hunting them down, they had a position of power to negotiate from, a seat of power, whereas I don't need y'all. I've been doing this, and I'm going to continue to do this regardless to whom or what. Now, if you want to help me out, you could help me out on the distribution side, because I see that that's something you can offer and bring to the table. But I'm not coming to you like I need something, because if they came in that way, like a lot of artists in the past have done and still do, now your vision is limited to what they want you to do, because you're coming to them asking them to make your career. You don't have a career that you've already established that you're asking them, how can we negotiate from a level of equality? So that's the second point that I wanted to make. When it comes to you approaching your goals from the perspective of, I'm going to make this happen regardless of whom or what, you're putting yourself in a position where you're already demonstrating your ability to make it happen. So now when it comes down the line where you want to get support or assistance from others, you're negotiating from a seat of power, because you're already showing that you already make this happen. You already saved up nickels and dimes or whatever else you did in order to secure these materials and resources for you to be successful in your undertaking. It's not like you just coming to somebody saying, you know what, I got this real brilliant idea about building this bridge. No, you're not coming like that. You're coming to them saying, well, this is how much of the bridge I already got done. And I've done most of this on my own. I've done it with my own money. This is how I've made, these decisions and choices to be here. So you're showing them something, what you're capable of doing. You're demonstrating something actual, not theoretical. And when it comes to people supporting you or wanting to be involved or engaged or participate, they see it as less risky now for them to put their money into it or to put their sweat equity into it, because they already see that you are giving all you have and doing all within your power to make it happen. Now, if you're not doing it, it's kind of like, well, I don't really want to put my money into nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you already have done it yourself and you're showing people, it's more of a seat of power to negotiate from. The same kind of method that a lot of artists have used in the hip-hop industry. They're not asking nobody for nothing. I'm saying, yo, you could already see how I could add on to you. And I can see how you could add on to me. Let's negotiate. Let's build. So that is more of a position that you want to put yourself in when it comes to the type of assistance or support that you need, and that is the second point that I brought up to him. Negotiate with people and look for support once you've already supported your own vision and idea, and you've put your own money into it. You put your own sweat equity into it, because people are more willing to be involved under those terms. So, it's just those two key points. Just those two key points alone have allowed me to be successful in any and everything that I do. There's other things, that we added on with, but those are some of the two key points that I emphasize. Approach your goals with the determined idea that your word is bond and bond is life, and you're going to make sure the life of that vision is going to be fulfilled regardless to whom or what. And you're going to give all you have and do it all within your power to make sure that it happens. If you don't have a job, get a job and put the money into your vision. That's one thing that you will see consistently with a lot of people who are successful in all of their undertakings. They sacrificed, and And that is what's necessary when it comes to the approach that any of us need to take in anything that we are striving to do. And when you do that, you'll see that a lot of doors and resources become available to you because people can see your commitment, your drive, your sincerity when it comes to your determined idea, and it's less risky for them to want to get involved in it and to participate in that. So with that said, consider those 2 points, and when I get an opportunity, I'll share some of the other points that I have when it comes to being successful in your undertakings. And peace.